What's up, words? Today's topic is going to be to stop letting people have control over you. A lot of people are struggling with that. A lot of people, are falling victim to other people's, misbehaving, shadiness, manipulating, making you feel bad, making you feel sorry for them. A lot of times, man, they play a big fucking part in your style of living and your inner peace. You're not at peace, man, because these people are so good at getting to you, and it's the people that we love, the closest ones to you, and of course it hurts because shit, you wouldn't think that they would try to do that on purpose or purposely, and a lot of them do. They seek attention. They're manipulators. They're victim of circumstance, and they push it. They push all their negative, the way they feel towards you, but then you're affected by it in a sense that it stops you from progressing. You're not happy no more, and in my Q&A, this week we're touching that subject because a lot of people are holding grudges, resentment towards family members. They're not listening, or you're trying to explain to them what you're trying to do, or you're trying to reason with them, or kind of help them out in a sense. People are trying to help people that don't want to be helped, and that's why you're getting hurt. That's why the only thing that you're doing there is hurting yourself. A lot of people, you got to understand, at a certain point, all they want is attention. Because if you're trying to help them because they have an issue or a problem, and you're being kind-hearted, and you being generous with your time, because time is the most valuable thing that somebody could give another person. And here we go, wasting our time trying to convince somebody that's already made their mind, and they're gonna make it harder on you. They're gonna come and they're gonna disrespect you. They're not gonna listen to what you're saying. They're gonna play victim, and they're gonna make you feel bad for them. And at the end of the day, you get tired. You get tired of doing that shit over and over again. You start being affected by it. I talk to a lot of my people, team members, or a lot of my followers, that are struggling with that. When I hit them with my Q&As, what are they struggling with? That's been one of the topics that I've been hitting on lately. It's a lot of, resentment, a lot of anger, frustration amongst family members. And it, like I said, I put it plain and simple. Obviously, I wasn't able to break it down as much as I am here, but you gotta let it go. At a certain point, it's like talking to a wall. You're not gonna get through to them, especially if they're your parents, or especially if they're older than you. They're gonna look at you like their child. They're gonna look at you like, like if they still have they're playing the authority figure on you. You're, whatever you tell them, whether it's right, they're just stubborn. They're not gonna agree with you just because of their pride, just because the role that they play, that they're your father. Obviously, they think that it's a superior. It's a I demand respect. I'm right, you're wrong mentality. So they're stubborn. They're stuck on their ways. Very few parents, end up listening to their kids, whether you're right or wrong. And the parents, they're naive. They're in ignorance. They do not know, that most of the time their old ways, they're not the correct ways to, go by and actually be living and perceive that that lifestyle that we were brought up with. A lot of envy, shit talking amongst family. The way we were raised, the way we were brought up, man. It's a lot of shit talking, a lot of a lot of putting people down. That's that's pretty much how we were raised to be, right away, talk shit on the other person, talk down on that other person, that pattern, the way that, of thinking, or, don't let yourself, be, you know, them control you, or, disrespectful towards you. Like, the way that they taught us when we were growing up is, a lot of them were just, they didn't know. They only knew what they knew. And their teachings, a lot of them, they're a lot of these, parents, these individuals, that's all they knew. And it's sad to say that, they were wrong. They came with these, this way of thinking, the way of disciplining you, or the way of you acting towards other people. It was wrong. It's wrong. And now they're, now that now that you're aware of, like, what a good person is, or you're trying to be a better person, help yourself, and go after a better lifestyle. They see it as, you're thinking that, you're too good for them now, or you changed, or, oh, now you think you're better than them. All this negative shit, and that's just because the way that they think. That's just, learned behavior from whoever taught them, whoever raised them. That's all it is. It's just they're stubborn, they're stuck in their own ways, and it's hard to change these elderly people. They're, a lot of times it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, especially if they're your parents, especially if they're your loved ones, uncles, whoever raised you, that you're trying to help, or trying to make them understand that, it's time to better yourself. It's time to, stop the hate, stop the anger, stop the resentment towards, others. That's how a lot of people operate. These old school folks, man, that's how they operate, man. They hold tough, they hold strong, they go years without talking to each other. They'll be dying, and they'll take it to the grave. And a lot of them, they're stubborn, man, and it's hard for you to get them to change. And very few individuals, which I've seen, once they're disintegrating, once they're, their time's up, and they're suffering. They're suffering slowly. Maybe that's their punishment, or whatever it may be, that they suffer on the way out of this life. They start fucking tripping. A lot of shit starts coming up, and they feel guilt. They feel a lot of, like, shame. They feel a lot of, like, they're guilty for all that shit they did. They start asking for forgiveness. They start, reaching out to people, and they want to make peace. They want to make peace with themselves before they leave this earth, this world. And I've seen it time and time again. And the sad part about it is, that's when everybody cries. That's when everybody's like, saying sorry to each other, and regretting what they said, and regretting, years and years of not talking to each other. A lot of shit comes out. And but the sad part about it is that, it's always towards the end. On your way out, you start, you start asking for forgiveness, whether whoever you wronged, or whoever, whoever you knew that was right at the moment, but them being that, whether your kids or someone that, that you just didn't, didn't think that, they should be telling you what to do, how to think, change your life, but you knew that they were right. Those are the ones that, you start, you start feeling bad for how you treated them. You start feeling guilty, for how you acted towards them. And it all comes out, when you're dying. That's the sad thing about it. So, but like everybody else that's trying to get their people to change, their family to change. They're gonna change, when they're ready. A lot of times there's no need for you to waste your energy. Time and energy is one of the, most valuable resources that we have. We don't have that much time, so why would you even want to waste it with somebody that's they ain't gonna listen. You're just gonna get pissed off. They're just gonna put you in a bad mood, and then you're gonna take that to your family. And you gotta learn. You gotta learn sometimes to distance yourself peacefully. Obviously don't leave angry and pissed off and bitter. You could distance yourself peacefully in a respectful manner where they don't feel. I mean, sometimes they're gonna feel what they're gonna feel, but at least you're at peace. At least you left saying that, what, man, I'm gonna let you be. I'm gonna let you live your life. I'm gonna be over here. There's a few things that we don't agree on, which is fine. I'm not gonna, sit here and tell you how to live your life, but I just know that there's a lot of things that you gotta change. So I'm just being honest and sincere with you, and move on. Keep on pushing. Wish them wish them growth, and you gotta at the end of the day, you gotta look out for your well-being. Start torturing yourself by trying to convince someone that doesn't want to change. So that was the topic for today. Trying to get people to change, and this is mainly for your closest ones to you. Your significant other. It could be your kids. It could be your your mom, your dad. A lot of times, especially your parents. They're the ones that are gonna give you the hardest times because they're stuck in their own ways. They're stuck in their old ways, and like they say, it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks, and a lot of times it's just going to be recognizing that, realizing that, and accepting that. Once you learn how to accept what's under your control, and let go of what's not under your control, you're gonna live a better life. You're gonna be more peaceful, and you're gonna be less stressful because you just it's not surfacing in your head. It's not in your head of you always thinking about that. I gotta get through to them. I gotta get through to them, or why they don't listen, or why ain't they changing. Nah, man, stop torturing yourself. Stop doing that to yourself. Wake up and realize, everybody has a choice, and eventually, people are gonna change when they're ready to change, and sometimes it takes for them to get a reality check, a wake-up call in whatever form or fashion, but sometimes not your job for you to force it upon them. Let's run it.